Welcome to another episode of Steele Speaking. I'm your host, Brother Corey. Today's guest is, a good friend of mine. Met him on this here FCA journey, not knowing that our path had crossed prior to FCA, but I am truly excited to have him here with me. My brother, from another mother again, soul brother number one, Brother Ira Jewitt.
Hey, man. What's up, dog? How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Appreciate you having me on here.
Man, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm truly excited. You know, when we get together,
It's a party.
it's a party,
It's
man.
a party.
We clown, Doc. I never met someone that I can look at, Doc, and we just break out laughing like somebody told a joke and be laughing hard.
Hey, man. It's the nonverbals, bro. We understand each other. We see the same thing sometimes.
Hey, I tell you what, though, before we get started, man, you are truly a blessing to my spirit. It's always a joy and a pleasure to be around you, and I'm glad you accepted the invite to come and share a little bit about your journey, man. So why don't you introduce yourself to everyone so they know who they're listening to, man?
Absolutely, man. Well, like you said, my name is Ira. I'm from Shreveport, and when I first got there, born there, raised there, and moved from a few schools, one from another to the next one. And I eventually got to a school called Calvary Baptist to play football there. And then went off to college. Went off to college, Louisiana College. Now it's called Louisiana Christian University. Had a great time there. Played football there all 4 of my years. Did it like a grad assistant deal situation for the football team that my last semester there. Then as soon as I got done there, left and came towards the Baton Rouge area, coached at Falls River Academy, football and track, and then ended up in the mental health field for my psychology degree that I used and have. Then when I got done with that, I got on staff at FCA, man. And so that's been me. I've been rocking with this for like the past 8 years now. It's kind of crazy. It's been 8 years already.
Man. So let's dive into it, bro. You said you bounced around from school to school. Oh, come on, Doc. You got to tell me why you were bouncing around, baby. You ain't going to just walk.
Hey, man.
Not on this show.
Well, that was more so, I guess, elementary more so. Elementary, we went from a school called Hillsdale. Then we went to Evangel Christian School. Then I went back to Hillsdale, I'm pretty sure. Then we went to a computer school. I can't remember the name of that school. Then we went back to another middle school, to elementary school. It just went place to place. It was no rhyme or reason for it. It's just I don't know if they were trying to find us a better education or not. Actually, that's something I probably should ask my parents about. I was like, hey, what was up with that? Why did we do that?
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't know. But whenever I got done with middle school, I was supposed to be going to Huntington Middle School, Huntington High School, but they ended up not happening because football. Football took me to Calvary Baptist.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what position you played?
Going into all the way up to that point, I played running back. After my freshman year of high school, I started playing corner and returner.
So why corner, Doc?
Oh, man, look, I didn't know why corner either. I guess I had good feet from playing running back or something, but I remember them trying me out at cornerback and me thinking, I don't know what this position is, but whatever, we're going to try whatever to help the team out. Definitely when you talk about the varsity team, it ended up being a playoff game. I played special teams all year, helping out here and there as a freshman. And one right before our playoff game, 2 of our cornerbacks got hurt. It was a small team. It was a small division team. Calvary was 2A at the time. And they didn't have anybody else really. So it was like, hey, we're just going to try this kid out, and we're just going to have help over the top or something like that. Well, they put me in that position during the playoff game, and I had to guard this 6'4", 6'5", tight end receiver type built guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but you can clearly see I'm not.
Yeah.
That ain't me.
Yeah. And
right?
I saw some of them old pictures too. He was a little shorter.
It's definitely shorter, man. But fearless at the same time too. I ain't care about any of that. But I ended up playing the game, played really well, and my vertical helped me out a lot as far as because they were just trying to throw jump balls every time. So vertical helped me out a lot there, and be able to swat down passes. I don't think I allowed a catch that whole game, maybe like a hitch route or something. But from then on out, it was like, you're playing defense. you're getting close to being one of our best corners, and it was just instincts from there. And yeah, I've enjoyed it ever since.
Yeah, I know some of the pictures I saw, you had to jump to catch the ball, Doc.
Hey, man, I'm vertically challenged, bro. Relax.
Hey, you got skills, bro. You got skills, man.
Hey, man, that's the only way I made it to college, bro.
Man, so was football your only sport?
No, I ran track in high school. I played a little bit of basketball here and there, but football and track was my main too. Which, funny enough, I hated track. Could not stand track when I was in high school.
Come on.
Up until my junior year when I actually started to enjoy it, and just started to, fall in love with it. And it was like, all right, I'm gonna take this serious. But yeah, football and track. Before I got to high school, it was baseball and football. And so those were my main two sports. And so just anything and everything I'd be a part of, just, to keep avoiding being around out in the streets.
Yeah. So from high school, you went on to college. And this is kind of where our path kind of intersect a little bit. But tell me how college life was as an athlete.
Yeah.
Man, talk to me.
College life, I wouldn't say my college life was like any of most other people when it comes to that, because Louisiana College is a Christian school. So, the whole, it's easy to find trouble. Nah, brother, you got to look for trouble to get in trouble out there at Louisiana College. It is Pineville. That was exactly what it sounds like. Just pine trees. That's it. That is it, man. But I enjoyed my experience, definitely with the people that I was close with, and like people like Reggie Calhoun, people that and those guys that I grew a relationship with. I enjoyed myself honestly too much at times, my freshman and sophomore year. Like I said, you got to find trouble. There's sometimes I found it a little bit here and there, but hey, God kept me. That's what matters the most.
Amen.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it through and through, man. It was a lot of football, a lot of studying, and learning the Bible book at a better spot for me to actually understand what's being said, what's being done, how to read it. So it was awesome. I enjoyed my college experience. I'm thankful for it.
Any highlights from the college?
Highlights
at the college level?
Yeah, man. I blessed enough to be able to be named All-American at kickoff return. Well, I say as a returner and as a cornerback. So I was blessed enough to do that. Highlights as far as like being involved with the FCA, being involved with the church called Family of Grace there. Yeah, like those. When I think back of college, I think back at those times, but I also think back at the times of football practice. And the practice is way more memorable than actual games at times. Like people saying dumb things, like bro, what was that? Why did you say that? Or why did you do that? Right. The laughter, everything. Like I try to tell the athletes more and more every day today is like, hey, you're going to remember those funny times at practice more than you remember the actual games.
Right.
You remember the games, the wins and the losses, but not as much as you remember the locker room talk with you guys.
Think about it. You're spending more time with those guys in the locker room. You're not only developing a relationship and building a relationship, but you growing together.
Yeah.
And you create some memorable moments. I mean, it's your brothers in there.
Yeah, you spend more time with them than you do with your family.
For real.
So it's like, this is the family now.
Oh, man.
Right. And so just enjoying the moment, man. I enjoyed my time at college. I really did. And I still have a relationship with a good bit of those guys that I played on the team with. And I know I can call any of those guys, check in after having talked to them a year. It's like, hey, man, just call and check in. How you doing, bro? And we can just reminisce about all the times and college football, those practices and things. And so, man, yeah, I enjoyed my time with those guys.
Man, that's cool. And you dipped off into some coaching, huh?
I did. I dipped off a little bit just for that semester while I was in college, at least, helping out with the football team because my senior year was done. And so it's 2015. Yeah, 2015, it was the year I helped out coaching a little bit there. And so that was interesting because being on the other side, it's like, hey, I can show you how to do it, but I can't do it for you. Right. You got to go out and field and execute this yourself.
Right.
And so that was different, a different voice to be heard there.
But I mean, think about it. I mean, being on the other side now, it completes the picture of being involved in a sport. Because sometimes people only get that one view, and that's as an athlete.
Yeah.
But being a coach,
different, bro. They had so much patience, Like I think back on some of the stuff that I did as an athlete, and then I'm looking at some of the athletes that I'm coaching do these things, and I'm just like, bro, I'm about to spaz out. I'm about to jump out of my skin, about to yell at this kid, bro. Then I realized I was like, I can't do it. I don't need to do it. Now, how did my coach have this much patience? I have no idea.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, people don't understand. Coaching is a calling.
Very, very much so a calling.
It's a calling, Doc. It's in the Bible. It's a calling. Just imagine the disciples going, Coach. Oh, teacher.
Teacher, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just Lord.
Uh-huh.
It's Coach.
Coach.
And Jesus, he was like, Lord, how long I'm gonna be with you guys? Y'all gonna get it?
Man, come on, that preach. That'll preach, man. Just something as simple as like calling a cover 3, where if you don't know football terms, cover 3 is where the corners and the safety, everybody has a deep third, a third of the field. And having one of your kids just completely not go back there and something's wide open, it's like, hey, what did you do? It's like, oh, I saw this guy go inside and nobody was on him, so I ran to him. It's like, you do realize it's 4th and 31 right now, huh? Why do I care about a 10-yard in route? So just things like that of like trying to keep my cool as I'm talking to him.
Yeah,
I'm just like, how? So yeah, man, it's for sure a calling. For sure a calling.
So, man, just reviewing some of your journey. I looked at some of the pictures. I saw some of the activity. I said, okay, number 24.
Yeah, man.
Number 24.
Absolutely.
And then what? You was 4 at LC?
No, so I was 24 at Louisiana College as well too. So I think I did one JV game where I wore number 4. But my freshman year of college, I wore number 41. That was a heavy number for a little guy, man. I ain't, that's kind of heavy.
Yeah, you don't look like a 41.
I don't like no 41, bro. So I had to switch that number up by my sophomore year. So my whole freshman year, I ended up starting being the punt returner and helping out with the kickoff return, depending on the games and things like that. And so, yeah, but 24 was the number. That was it throughout college.
Come on, man. That's exciting. So tell me a little bit about how you learned about FCA. How you got connected with FCA, man? Well, as an athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me tell you this, because it kind of, there's a lead up to that from me going from one school to the next. So when I said I went to that high school, Calvary Baptist, I actually went to the 8th grade, my 8th grade year there. So 7th grade, I went to Turner Middle School. When I'm leaving from Turner Middle School is an all-black school.
Okay.
All black. All right. So I'm just used to talking kind of however I wanted to. We wasn't using the best language, at that time around. You feel me? So it just was different. And then I transferred into Calvary, my 8th grade year. Oh my gosh, brother. It was so many white people. I have never seen that many white people.
Night and day.
Oh, brother, literally night and day. Snowing. It is snow all around. We're doing chapel services. Like, I'm like, bruh, I didn't know this many white people was in Shreveport. Like, that's like, it's just this many white people. And I believe I only knew 2 people at the school when I got there, and it was 2 black people.
Wow.
And it was just different. So my first year, I spent it pretty much just not talking to anybody.
Okay.
Not talking to anybody. However, I do believe that sports break down those walls that you have in your life that's like you try to hold up against people. And so when that happened, like it begins to break down, I began to have to communicate with my teammates because we were on the same team. We have to do that. And man, one of the guys or some of the guys introduced us or told us like, hey man, y'all should come to FCA. Like it's like Friday morning, I believe it was at that time, my 8th grade year. It was Friday mornings, we have donuts, we have food, and then we speak of words like, oh, y'all got donuts? I got to be here early for practice anyway, so it might as well come to FCA. Why not?
Get them donuts.
Get them donuts, man. You feel me? So came in and started hearing the word that way, and it's just like, this is kind of cool. Cause me growing up, I hated church. I did not like it.
Come on.
Cause we went to one of those churches when I early in age where it's like we got to be there for Bible study like 7 a.m. Then we gonna leave to like 2 p.m. Yeah, one of those churches. So I hate it. I didn't want to be a part of it.
You was in lock.
Yeah,
lock.
we was in the deep.
Yeah.
It was in the deep.
Okay.
So yeah, man, having that experience, that kind of ruined it. And then I fully didn't understand the King James version of it. So hearing this version that they're speaking compared to the King James version with a bunch of words. I'm just like, I don't know what that means. What are you saying? You're talking over my head, and then you're talking about hell. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I just don't want to go to hell. How about that? Right.
Right.
So coming to FCA, my 8th grade year, they're preaching this, like, hey, you're loved far more than you can imagine. And I'm like, I may have heard this before, but it don't sound the same. I feel like I'm being loved as you're saying this.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. There's a different type of communication, and you speaking to me as an athlete as well too.
Right.
I don't know what it looks like to be an athlete and love Jesus at the same time. They don't mix well together in my head.
Right. Come on, man.
Yeah. So that was like my first experience with FCA, and I just started to go to a weekly. Man, God was really doing the work in my heart, even just in my 8th grade year. Now, I didn't truthfully give my life to Christ until my freshman year of high school. So yeah, that was after the football season where I finally said, "Hey, God, I'm ready to surrender this one over." Like, I don't know how to do this or what I'm doing, but I'm ready to give this over. And that's because that was like FCA cultivated, my heart for that position to be for that position to happen. So can't thank FCA enough, for real. It's been fun ride on the athletic side of it, at least.
Excuse me. Okay, man, that's awesome. So, you gave your life to Christ because of FCA. And so you gave your life to Christ. How was that journey after you said, yes, Jesus?
Ooh, yeah. So this is now one of my heart with FCA as well, too. And I think we're doing a great job in the FCA ministry of cultivating this now. As I don't think we do a great job, not we, I'm just saying us as the body of Christ at times, we do a great job of, after somebody say yes to Jesus, of telling them or showing them what the next step is. The discipleship of that. What's next? All right, where do we go from here? Because immediately after that, it's like, okay, I gave my life to Christ. What's next? People, of course, will say, like, congratulations, that's awesome, that's real great, and things like that. I was like, yeah. You just make sure you keep reading your words. Like, I don't know what I'm reading. But my issue is I'm not communicating this because I don't even know what questions to ask.
That's good.
I don't know what the next question is. All I know is that, okay, I'm supposed to be closer to Jesus now. Like, I accept him as my Lord and Savior. What does this mean now? Like, how do I get closer to him? I got to read his word? Cool, I'll read his word. But I don't understand what I'm really reading right here. So thankfully there's pockets of that during FCA time with, like, where you're having that broken down to you and having it explained to you and things like that, having a Bible class, being able to understand your worldview fully and things like that, which is great, but the details still matter. Right? Because that was more like the grand view of just like, hey, this is what we believe. And it was like, oh, awesome. Yeah, this is awesome stuff to learn. But on my day-to-day basis, I learned how to defend my faith before I really knew how to share the gospel with somebody. All right.
Okay. Don't you ain't gonna just brush over that. What you mean you learned how to defend your faith? Talk to me.
Yeah. So we had I can't remember what the class was called. Apologetics. That's what it is. We did apologetics class, and it was great. It was awesome. Just sharing, like, why do you believe? Like, if somebody says, "Hey, Jesus isn't real," it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like this, and this, or even doing it from the devil's advocate point of view of saying Jesus isn't real, and it's like, this is why Jesus isn't real. This is why Jesus isn't real. So I learned how to battle that, right, without the details of, like, what did Jesus exactly do during his walk on his time of earth here. Okay. So that's what I'm kind of alluding to, and I was like, I learned how to defend it more. It was like, oh, you're saying this, like, how about this? How about these scripts that we have, this scripts that we have, like thousands of people that said that they saw Jesus, 1,000 people that died saying that they saw Jesus. Nobody's dying for a lie. Like, I'm learning how to defend this, but I don't know the details of, like, what Jesus did.
Right.
So it was a little confusing at that, right?
Okay. So, like I said, so your journey afterwards, you give your life to Christ. You defending more than you sharing. But at some point, the light switch goes off for you. I mean, it comes on. I mean, not goes off, but comes on, and you are sharing.
Yeah.
How did you get to that part?
Yeah, so I would say Calvary for sure helped with that. Like, the light switch, I would say, is flickering at that point. Okay. It's flickering a little bit. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm listening to it. I'm saying, trying to be in the word, not fully understand it. So by the time I get to college, though, it's like, oh, I ain't got to go to church. I don't have to do these things. Oh, brother, I just went out, just kind of party however I wanted to my freshman and sophomore year. Right? My freshman year was easy. School was too easy. I was like, oh, I might as well go out. This is way too easy. These classes are way too easy. Anybody's telling me I got to do these things? I'm doing it, right? Sophomore year is when it got a little sketchy. Grades started to slip down. Partying a little bit too much, but I never drank. I never smoked. Like those things never came into my life because I've had family members that had problems with those things. Mm-hmm. So I never got into those things heavy. Well, my sophomore year of college, hanging out with some of the guys. We're in Panama City, spring break. Yeah, partying, things like that. The first few nights, having a great time. And I specifically remember, because this impacted and changed my life forever. Specifically remember the last night, and there's people like Odell Beckham, like Jarvis Landry, people out here like that, or out there. It's like me, our free safety, the other cornerback, a big group of people. Like we're out there hanging out, having a great time on the beach, in the club, doing all these things. And I remember the last night, I'm kind of sitting on the balcony of our hotel, looking outside, looking at the ocean, and I'm hanging out, and I'm kind of dressed to go out because this was our last night to go out. Waiting on everybody else to finish up, and they finish, and when our guys come out and say, "Hey, are we about to head out? Everybody's leaving out now." It's like, "Hey, I think I'm gonna hang out. Right? I think I'm gonna hang out tonight. I think I'm gonna chill." It's like, "You sure?" It's like, "Yeah. I ain't really feeling it tonight. I don't know what it is." And as he walks back inside, and he leaves, and now it's completely like lonely at that point in time, but not lonely at the time, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I'm watching the ocean, and I feel it in my spirit, like this Holy Spirit telling me, this is your last time doing this. You're not going out again. Like, this is it. And the conviction that came with my heart at that moment, and I literally just said, God, you're telling me this is my last time going out for real? Like, this was fun. I don't understand why. But there's still an emptiness to it. Like, it's fun. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you and say it wasn't fun, but at the same time, it's still an emptiness that I was looking for.
Right.
I was trying to feel. And, man, I just remember that feeling in that moment, and that was the first time in a while I just started listening to worship music. Looking at the ocean and seeing how powerful the ocean is as it's coming on the shore, and feeling the spirit at that time tell me, like, you're not going. I was like, okay, all right. So we get back to Pineville, Louisiana. Jeez, man. So, I love all my people from there. Just saying. We get back there, man, and like everything changes. I began to get involved with the church called Family of Grace. Like first starting off with like it's an inner city church, and first starting off as security, just making sure the kids are kind of staying under control. And then next thing you know, one of my closest friends becomes a youth pastor there. One of my teammates become like the assistant youth pastor there. Yeah. I'm helping him out, and before I know it, I'm leading these kids to Christ.
Come on.
And I'm just like, how? And I look back on it like probably like 3 months later after I just started. I'm just like, how do we get to this point? Now for spring break the next year, we're going to like Memphis to help out a church build something. Mm-hmm. Instead of going partying anymore, now we're going to see how we can serve in these different aspects in these different places, right? But that's how it eventually started to turn over of like me starting to read and look more into the Bible and like going to church. And I had people that was actually like walking me through it. And it's like, hey, this is how you're going to read the Bible. This is what it looks like. And that's exactly when I started to get back involved with FCA as well too. I had two ladies that kept asking me for years. It's like, hey, coming to FCA? It's like, oh yeah, I'll be there. I'm not coming to that, bro. It's not the same. I'm not coming to FCA. I'm coming to FCA. They stayed persistent and consistent, I tell you. And eventually I cracked. I went, saw how much fun it was, and bro, I was hooked. Became a leader my junior year and senior year, and yeah, man, that's when it officially started. Like being at that church at Family of Grace, it's like, hey, for me to be able to lead these kids, well, I need to be able to be led well by God. Like I need to allow God to lead me here, right? So I have to be able to lead myself. So that changed a lot of things, and so that's how I had to transition into actually walking, closer to Jesus or closer like Jesus than just being like the world is saying, like I'm a Christian, but not really living like it.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. So becoming a leader, answering the call, getting serious in your walk. Mm-hmm. When do you find yourself at FCA camp, bro?
Oof. All right, FCA camp. So I did it as a high school student. So much fun. So much fun. I didn't want to go then, but my friends convinced me on the football team. It's like, hey, bro, just come. So much fun. I think that was my sophomore or junior year of high school that I went to FCA camp. And, bro, like, when you hear the words FCA camp, like Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the camp, it's going to be great. It's awesome. I know it goes through every kid's mind on that, right? It's like, bro, I'm not trying to go to this camp. Bro, I'm not trying to sit in a circle and sing Kumbaya with y'all. I'm not doing it, bro. Like, that's what went through my head at that time, too. I was like, bro, y'all probably trash anyway. Like, y'all know y'all ain't good at sports. Can't be. Talking about you fellowship with Christian athletes. Ain't none of y'all good at sports. You just like praising Jesus. If you praising Jesus, ain't no way you actually good. That was my mindset at the time. But eventually, man, I'll go to the camp. And bro, when I'm telling you, I was like, hey man, these dudes cold. Wait a minute.
you saw a different anointing.
Man, they got some athletes here, dog. It's different out here. This is not what I expected it to be.
The competition is real.
Real. So real. But I went there for my last few years of high school. Now, college, for some reason in my head, I reverted back my freshman and sophomore year of thinking, I'm not going to this, bro. I know y'all lame. I know y'all ain't cool people to hang out with. Right? Like this, I reverted back to what I was before I went to the FCA camp the first time. And I remember, because my first time going was my junior year, and I remember saying to myself, like, man, I don't feel like going to this. Me and my girlfriend at the time had just broken up, and I was like, man, I don't feel like going to this. I think I'm gonna just hang out. And somebody was like, no, you should come. I was like, no. It's a Friday. It's this college athlete retreat. And they're about to leave like 15 minutes before they're about to leave. And I'm walking past them in their cars and all that packed up stuff. And I look and I kind of, how that little lonely look back and just like, y'all about to leave for real, dog? He was like, hey, you sure? I was like, I mean, y'all about to leave though. It's like, no, we'll wait on you. Come on, we'll wait on you. It's like 5-6 people. No, we'll wait. Don't worry about it. Get in the car, bro, and the rest was history, dog. Like, go to this camp. And when I tell you, once again, the competition is crazy. I met some of my closest friends there, people like Boston Scott and things like that. Like, it was really, really great. Atmosphere was fun, but it was a godly fun. This was like the most wholesome fun that I ever had in my life. And I'm just like, yo, this is different. Even from the high school camp, like, this is different.
So hold on. You ain't gonna just drop. You ain't gonna just name drop and don't name drop. So who was at this college athletes? They had some future professionals
man,
come through college athletes retreat.
Yeah.
Such as?
Okay. So such as Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Jalen Collins, J.D. Moore, like I said, Boston Scott. Man, there's a good number of people. I know I'm missing some.
So you trying to call them lame, dog?
Bro, I didn't know they was going to this. I didn't realize that people actually enjoy FCA like that.
The competition is serious in FCA,
for
man.
sure. But you just, if you don't know if you just don't know. Like, if you just don't experience it. And that's what I try to tell most of my kids now. It's like, bro, I know what you're thinking.
Right.
Hear me when I say this. I know what you're thinking. I walk this same walk, but kids don't believe you when you say stuff like that.
Right.
But you still got to tell them anyway. I walk this walk and this thought process you're thinking right now. I promise you, it's not what you think it is. And they were like, all right, man, whatever. I was like, please bring your cleats, because if you get juked, I'm gonna laugh at you and I'm gonna let you know. Because it probably will happen if you don't bring your cleats. And every time somebody think I'm playing, every time, every kid calls me coach. And it's like, coach, you weren't playing, but I'm tired. But I'm having a good time, coach. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you bringing me here. Every time, it never fails. It never fails, man. So yeah, man, that's been the camp experience, man. It was so much fun as an athlete. I enjoyed that.
So I can't let you go without asking for a camp story, Doc. I know. I'm talking about as an athlete. I know you got a camp story as an athlete.
As an athlete?
It doesn't matter whether it's high school or college. I know you got a camp story, Doc. I know you got a camp story, Doc.
All right, I'll tell this one, because not all our camp stories, be PG. So we do some.
Not at FCA,
man, we do dumb stuff. We were young kids and we just did dumb things, man. And then looking back on it, it's like, man, it was really stupid. Like, I'm never telling anybody that story, right?
Well, you gonna tell somebody today, huh?
I'll tell somebody this, all right? As an athlete, we were as a huddle leader at this point in time now. This is the high school camp. And the huddle leaders, we have this thing, like we wait for the kids to go to sleep and then we all go hang out. Like this was early. Like we don't let them do it no more because because of people like me. I'm just gonna be upfront with you. Just because of people like me. Right. Well, we decided the last night, hey, if you're not up, you're getting baptized. Now you may be asking yourself, what you mean you getting baptized?
Yeah, what you mean you getting baptized?
Oh, we douse some water on you with like a cooler, a water cooler. In your sleep. In your sleep.
So now, like a championship water cooler.
Yeah. Woo! You know, it started out with a cup.
It started out with a cup.
Started out with cups, just a little dash, just a little dash.
It wasn't working.
It worked. I mean, don't get me wrong, it worked. When you feel wet on your face, you feel like you drowning immediately. Everybody starts to fight in their sleep. Right? They start to drown and they sleep automatically, no matter how little water it is. And so, man, I'll never forget. I'm not gonna say the names, but I'll say the names of us who did it to the person, but I'm not gonna say the name of the person. Yeah, so they got me because I was one of the people that fell asleep. They just dashed a little cup of water. Now, thankfully, I sleep weird sometimes, definitely at that age. I'll sleep like kind of in a fetal position.
Yeah.
So where my head was, nothing was there but my pillow. So all that got wet was the top of my head. And I heard them run out. I was like, oh, they got me. So I walk out, I join them. For some reason, man.
You joined the party.
For some reason, bro, I walk out and they're walking a cooler over to one of the cabins. And it was like, oh yeah, we finna get such and such. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm down. Let's get it. And so in that same, mind you, I'm gonna say this part first and then the next part. That same night, we getting one person. We're trying to get two people at the same time. There's two huddled to sleep at the same time. We know exactly where their beds are because we've walked through the whole program. And people had the water over them. And we're standing over the top of these people. And one of them starts to wake up and starts to look around. And there's like 8 people surrounding your bed. Now, I don't know if you ever had people surrounding your bed when you wake up, but it's not a good feeling.
It's not a good feeling.
It's not.
And bro, it's not.
Somebody say, I'm watching him wake up. I was like, hey, y'all need to get him. He's waking up right now. He's looking at us. Next thing I hear somebody say, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It just dumped water all over him, bro. So they eventually come out, and this is when we get to the last stopping point where we're about to douse the last person. And man, when I tell you we douse him, we pour all that cool, like it's full. We pour all that water on him, and we run out. And brother, when I say that man was so mad, he chased us down. Like
one by one?
No, not one by one. First of all, he wasn't finna catch me individually. Let me tell you that now. He wasn't finna get me, bro. He was so mad. He was trying to fight. He was trying to fight everybody. Man, he chased us around like the lunchroom and to the other side, and like we tried to hide on the other side of the lunchroom, like around the building. And we heard him run. He said, "No, come catch his fade. Oh, y'all come catch his fade." And he called us in the corner, and he had the water cooler in his hand. He just threw the water cooler. He said, "Which one of y'all catching these hands first?" And Jalen Collins at the time, first of all, one of the goofiest dudes ever. Just DB at LSU. And I literally hear him say, nope. And starts walking, putting his feet over the fence. I was like, not me. I'm not doing it. But bro, it took me everything in my body not to laugh, bro. It was just so funny. But that's just like one of the stories one of the many stories that we have of just like silly things that happened. Like the next day, everybody and everything was cool. Like we got him to calm down. It's like, hey, relax, big fella, you good? It's all right. It's good. This dude's like 6'4", like 230, 240 pounds. It's like, hey, brother, relax. It's okay. We're good. And he finally calmed down. But yeah, man, that's just one of them.
Somebody was gonna catch them hands.
Somebody gonna catch. It wasn't for me.
They were gonna catch some holy hands.
He was gonna catch some fully holy. It wasn't about to be me. That's all I needed to know. That's all I had to know.
So, man, you definitely shared a whole lot with us, but the impact of FCA has been great because your staff. Yep. You came on that staff. I think you shared with me earlier 8 years. You've been on board, which is truly, truly amazing. What are some of your roles as a staff?
So I act as a area director in the North Baton Rouge area. I'm still on paper an area rep, but acting as an area director as far as like trying to find more people to hire into that area. We're looking, I can't remember the exact number, but we're looking for a lot more staff than we have right now because we have well over 100 schools and like 6 able-bodied sets right now. And it's not the move. It is not the move at all. So we're figuring it out, and we're trying to get it going. But that and also being a camp director for College Athlete Retreat this year for the first time.
Come on.
And so I've been huddle leader, coordinator for the camps before. But yeah, those are just the different roles that I played. I'm looking forward to whatever God calls me to next, whatever role that may be.
I got you. So simple question. Why FCA, man?
Yeah, man, it impacted my life for sure. And I was also coming out of the season of like darkness, or the season of depression. When I was out of school for 3 months, from September to December, of walking through a lot of unforgiveness and not wanting to forgive myself. And that December month, and I know I'm going real fast over that depression part, but it was a not knowing who I was past the game of football feeling. And when I got to the other side of it, of like asking God, like, how do I forgive myself? I know you've forgiven me, but I don't know how to forgive myself because I feel like I always have to work for it. And there's nothing I can do to work out of that. And like being with Jesus, being with God, and like talking to Jesus, and like over like the course of like probably 3-4 weeks, finally forgave myself and going to College Athlete Retreat. Actually, I went as just a background worker. I told Andy, I don't want to be a camper and I don't want to be a leader. I just want to help serve you in whatever capacity I can. And at that camp, Terry Slack, our past state director, asked me, hey, I want to talk to you after camp. In my head, he was my football coach in high school.
Okay.
Terry and Andy both were.
Come on.
So when Terry asked me, hey, I want you to come talk to me after camp is over, and I'm like, he done found out what I done did. I don't know what to say to this. So I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. So I see him after camp. I was like, hey, coach, you want to talk? And he starts to just affirm me for who I am, like affirm me as as a man of God. And I'm just like, I don't know what you saying, brother. You don't know what I've been through these past 3 months. I ain't none of the things you saying. If anything, I'm a false prophet, whatever you want to call it. Like I am that. Whatever negative words you got to say, I am that. That's what's in my head right at that moment. And as he continues to do that, my heart kind of starts to soften up. And he says, we want you to be a part of FCA staff. And I was excited, but my family wasn't the most excited at that time. And so I was like, no, okay, well, they're not excited. I'm not going to do it. It took 6 months of me going to the same website every day, fca.org. I know it's on this website, but God kept breaking my heart to hear. It's like, God, why do I keep looking at this page? I know why, but I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this fundraising thing. Like it's not enough. I'm making enough money. I'm making a lot of money right now. I don't want to change this. But God was like, hey, this is what I'm calling you to. And so since then, I believe it was May. Yeah, it was May of 2017. It's like, okay. I called Andy and said, hey, let's have a conversation. And let's talk about what it looks like to be on staff at FCA. And so that summer was the first camp that I went to as a potential staff member. And yep, officially got hired, man.
Mm-hmm. So your anniversary date is when?
It's May. I believe it's technically May 1st.
May 1st? Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, man. I was just checking, Doc. It's just checking. So, hiring staff. I do understand that part. Man, you got so many areas to cover. Support raising is always a challenge. Just because support raising is ministry, getting out there and connecting with those who heart God has prepared to support. And sometimes just trying to get out your own way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know support raising for myself here in the greater New Orleans area, we're always trying to connect and find different ways to connect to raise support. But, it's challenging only because we don't think it all the way through. We don't trust the process. And sometimes we just got to step out there on faith and trust the process. So the support is there. The people is there. Yep. We done put it out there. So if you're interested,
come on.
and joining staff.
Speak it.
FCA staff.
Yeah.
Man, come on now. God called you to the ministry of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. You got a family waiting to connect with you.
Yeah, we got a couple of jokers over here waiting to connect with you as well, too. Come see us, man. We love to have fun. We love to have fun.
Man, so this was your first as a camp director. How was it for College Athletes Retreat?
Man, it was so much fun and so stressful at the same time.
Okay.
It's so much fun and so stressful. It felt like being an athlete again. It really did, of being having to work on the fly, move on the fly, and having all these phone calls and conversations for these moving parts. Like, for instance, like the food that we were supposed to have, like the number wasn't right of how much it was going to cost, or the our music, our worship team kind of fell through a little bit there, but it actually ended up working out perfectly, or whatever it may be. Like, these different things are kind of falling in and out of place, and you're having to figure it out while talking to everyone about their roles. It was just different. It was a stressful situation, but I say it felt like an athlete situation all over again, because it was stressful to be defensive back. Definitely in these games, like, hey, if I mess this up, they're scoring a touchdown. Like, they are for sure scoring a touchdown right here if I mess this up.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly what's happening right here. But it's so much fun because I get the opportunity to do it, to make a play. Mm-hmm. The same thing with my role for as a director. I get a chance to help make this play and help this come together. Like, God, had all this come together, and He did it perfectly. Because our worship team that was up there, we were supposed to have a whole band, but considering what we had for the stage, 2 people was enough. And for what all happened at College Athlete Retreat, it was more than enough. It was perfect. Like, the perfect people was there. And so God made a move with that. But it was a very stressful one, but it was very, very fun. And I can't wait to do it again next year.
Come on. Well, I know just coming in afterwards and meeting you and seeing you grow and move forward, I definitely was excited to see you in that role. Mm-hmm. Even seeing some of the guys tease and pick with you about what their responsibility was, throwing at you. But, man, to be able to grow and now to hear that journey, your story. Mm-hmm. I know, when we first met and we started to talk about, the past and your journey, and I threw some names out there, and you're like, yeah, man, I know Reggie, I know Isaiah, man, this and that. And even reflecting on that journey, Isaiah, who passed away in 2012, me and my pastor got a chance to go to LC that summer right before the season kicked in. Mm-hmm. And my pastor shared a message, what if your tomorrow was canceled? Yeah. And we saw a move of God take place with the football team at that time. I mean, probably over 50 to 60 athletes stood up and gave their life to Christ or recommitted to Christ on that particular night before y'all cranked up the season. And just to know that you were a part of that journey at LC with Reggie and Isaiah, and that I see the life that continued, the path that you continue to take, your light shining for Christ, even through some of your toughest challenges. Mm-hmm. I know you went through a tough time within this past year of losing a loved one. Yeah. And just seeing some of the support come around there, but to see you walk strong, man, and still deliver and share. Sure. And I want you to know personally, I don't take it lightly. Those that I come in contact with, that I connect with, I value those relationships. I value when we have our meetings, and I don't care where you're at in the room. It's always like we look, connect. We even do the little head nod. Uh-huh. But then all of a sudden, there's smiling jokes after that. Dog, it's on and popping.
It's all love, man. We know it's all love, man. It's like you said, there's a connection there, man. And that dates all the way back to 2012 with hearing you guys come in and speak, and that connection with those guys. And man, it It is a fun time. The atmosphere is never the same when you walk in. Like by the time you come in, bro, everything's changing. Like it's everything. Oh, brother Corey here. Oh, we about to have a good time. We about to have a good time. And there's either two things I'm gonna think to myself. Hey, I need to go hang out. I need to go sit by Corey real quick. Or I don't need to go sit by Corey right quick. Those are my two moves all the time. Because Corey gonna always get me in trouble. Every time I say, let me go hang out with Corey, I get in trouble some kind of way. Because he finna have me laugh when I do not supposed to be laughing. So,
trouble?
So
nah, we get into some stuff, bro.
Yeah, I be getting in trouble with myself. How about that? I be in trouble with myself. I be upset with myself all over again.
Nah. We rejoice when we get together. We rejoice.
That's what we gonna call it. That's what we gonna say.
Yes. Don't let us draw others in. Mm-hmm. It really in trouble.
Yeah, my roommate still talk about the time he came to college after retreat.
Come on.
Yeah, he still talk about that. You know what his favorite memory is?
What's his favorite memory?
Hanging out with you. He was like, "Hey, that brother Corey is something else." And I know everybody who's listening who know brother Corey. Y'all know I'm not lying. Y'all know this man he is something else. He is something else.
I'll try to bring joy to the world.
Yeah, that's what you're doing, all right.
I'll try to.
You doing something, all right.
I'll try to look. I want to make sure when we depart, you got something to bring with you. Guys. You done had an encounter with something.
Oh yeah, we had an encounter with something. All right. Oh, it's something. I don't know what to place my hand on it, but it's definitely something.
Man, it's always a joy. As always, I like to ask everyone, what are your favorite scripture?
Yeah, I would say this. My favorite scripture is in 2 Corinthians 12:9, and it's Paul talking about his weakness. And he's begging or asking God, or he asked God 3 times, like, hey, I need you to could you take this away from me? You know, there's something in the side he's asking God to take away. And God tells him no. He's telling him no. And this is the time where I was going through depression and trying to work my way out of it. And I'm just like, why is God saying no right here? Right? Like 3 times I heard him say no. And he's telling him, and God straight up tells him, like, my power is made perfect in your weakness. Right, so even when you're having that weakness, even when you're feeling weak, then I am strong. Right, that's when God's at his best. When you're at your weakest, when you're at your wits' end, God can do His work because you can't rely on yourself. You have to rely on God, and so that's actually something that I got tattooed on me, like right after I came out of depression. Because that verse, those few verses, I believe it's 7 through 12 or something like that, somewhere in that range, but. Those few verses is something I read over and over and over again. I'm just like, man, he told you no. He told you no, bro. Like, how does that feel? But it's like, hey, yes, okay. So even if God doesn't take this away from me, He's still gonna be with me. Mm-hmm. And so that was so powerful to me, man. And that's a verse that I still hold on to. It's like, hey, even if I struggle with this, I know God's still gonna pull through. Even if I may suck at this, God's still going to show His perfect power in that situation. So that's been a verse that I've loved for years.
Come on, man. That's awesome. Well, man, that's real good. I want to say something, but I'm letting that marinate because sometimes you hear something so impactful, we don't let it marinate.
Yeah.
You have someone that's struggling in that area. Mm-hmm. We don't go through something just for us. We going through so we can encourage others how to go through. And I know what you just shared will help someone go through. Mm-hmm. So to that person that may be in that position, feeling that weight, feeling lonely, feeling depressed.
Yeah.
What would you share to them? What would be your encouraging words to them in that moment?
Absolutely. My encouragement to them would be lean on God. Like, absolutely lean on God. Leaning on God there, but also leaning into your community. Right? There's a reason why, like, we're not doing it. We're not called to do this alone. There's a reason why we're called the body of Christ for a reason. For so many times and so many reasons, we feel like, I need to do this. I got to figure this out. I have to do this. And there's a bunch of I, and that's the most selfish thing you can do. You're not allowing somebody to be able to bless you or to serve you, right? And if you're in that situation, like, it's really, I understand it feels almost embarrassing just to speak up or say something about it, but it's so much better on the back end when you just do. and you just allow people to love you and love you well, and you allow God to do what he does best and be there for us and love us more than anything that we could ever imagine. That's what I would encourage people with. Speak up, say something, do something. Let's stay in the body. Let's stay in community, because when a part of the body is hurting, the whole body hurts.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
If my pinky toe hurts, I'm hurting. I feel that. Right. So we are together and we need you. Right. We want you to be a part. Right. And so if you're not okay, then as a body, we're not okay. When you're at your best, we get to be at our best. We get to operate in our best. And so, yeah, man, leaning on God and allowing him to do what he does best, and also leaning on our community that he's put us in.
Man, that's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Say something. Don't be quiet. Say something. When you hurt, we hurt.
Yeah.
When you're at your best, we can be at our best. Man, that's powerful, bro. Well, I'm gonna squeeze you. I'm gonna squeeze every drop out of you. Is there anything else you want to share, man? Any message in your heart that you want to share before we wrap up, Doc?
Oh man, any messages? Let's see. That's oof. I would say this. Let's continue to walk worthy of the calling that we're called from God, right? Because as I work at this Southern University, and we've been going through 2 Peter 1 verses 5 through 11, and it's talking about going from faith. I'm going to mix these up a little bit here, but going from faith to endurance to like self-control to the next thing, to the next, but it all the way leads to love. It leads everything adds up to finishing off with love, like walking in love and loving one another and loving people, even when times it doesn't look like they deserve it, right? And in verse 10, it tells us to walk worthy of being called by God or being chosen by God, right? So let's continue to walk in that and walk with those qualities that God's called us to be and to be together, all right? Because as long as we're together and we're doing those things well, man, there's nothing that can stop us from changing this world. We all understand we're in a crazy time. It's gonna get crazier. We know that. That is guaranteed to happen. But man, imagine what we can do with each other. We can do with one another together if we're walking in the qualities of what God called us to be, and tells us what is fruitful in our life, and we grow in that. And somebody else tastes that fruit and see that it's good, and they want to change because they want to be like that fruit and want to be able to share it with other people. Imagine how different of life we can live like that. So that's my encouragement, man. That is the challenge to you guys. Walk worthy of the calling that God's called you to.
Man, I'm glad you come and hang out with me, bro.
Hey, man,
it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, as always, our goal is to engage, equip, and empower today's leader for tomorrow's journey. Yeah. It's just Steele speaking. God bless.